In this video, we are going to learn about time signatures. Time signatures are generally placed at the beginning of each piece of music and give us vital information we need to be successful. A time signature consists of two numbers stacked on top of each other. Though these numbers look like a fraction, they are not. The top number in a time signature represents how many counts are in each measure. The top number is not limited and can be any number. The bottom number of a time signature represents the type of note that receives one count. Unlike the top number, the bottom number has limited options for which number it can be because each number represents a type of note. Let's take a closer look at the bottom numbers. On the left-hand column, we will have the number that will appear in a time signature. On the right, we will show the note that that number represents. When a 4 appears at the bottom of a time signature, it represents a quarter note. This would mean that a quarter note receives one count. A 2 in the bottom of a time signature represents the half note. When there is a 2, the half note receives one count. When we see an 8 in the bottom of our time signature, that means the eighth note receives one count. In addition to these three numbers, we could also have a 1 in the bottom representing a whole note, or a 16 in the bottom representing a 16th note. Now let's look at some examples of time signatures. Here we have 4/4 time. This time signature tells us that there are 4 counts in each measure and that the quarter note receives one count. We can see that 4 quarter notes would fit into each measure. In this musical example, you can see that each measure adds up to 4 quarter note counts. Here is an example of 3/4 time. We now have 3 counts in each measure and the quarter note receives one count. In this example, you can see that each measure adds up to 3 quarter note counts. Next, we have 6/8 time. This means that there are 6 counts in each measure and the eighth note receives one count. Here's an example of music in 6/8 time. Notice that we don't only have 6/8 notes in each measure, but each measure adds up to 6/8 notes. Here we have an example of 3/2 time. That means there are 3 counts in each measure, and the half note receives one count. Here is an example of 3/2 time. There are many more time signatures than these examples given. In addition to numbers, we also can have symbols as our time signature. Here we see common time and cut time. Common time is the same as 4/4 time. Interestingly enough, the C does not stand for common, but instead is derived from early music in which a circle denoted anything in 3, representing the Trinity, and an open circle represented 4, something incomplete. Cut time is the same as 2/2. There are a variety of time signatures, and understanding them is a key step in understanding music.